everyone, if you're new here, my name is Michelle. If not, welcome back. Today's video is a makeup favorites video. I haven't done one in a while, but I wanted to do one with a twist. I wanted to do a makeup tutorial using all of the products that I've been lugging around and traveling with and loving. You know when you travel with products, they're like your favorites. So I wanted to show you everything and show you them going on my face as well, so you can see how it goes. I've actually been wearing this makeup for hours now because I actually forgot to film the intro and outro. So it still looks great after about 8 hours wear. So there you go. This is it at its worst. It gets better than this. I also filmed a hair tutorial, so stay tuned for that. But without further delay, let's get on to the tutorial. How have you guys been? Let me know in the comments what you've been up to. Let me know about one exciting thing happening in your life right now. One exciting thing happening in my life. I'm off to LA next week. And I'm like never been before. I'm so excited, but I will update you further in some vlogs or like a life update video. I know I'm long overdue one of those. I do know that. So first up, I wanted to start with the Marc Jacobs Invisible Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. Marc Jacobs are absolutely killing it with their base glow products. So I just apply this all over my face, just everywhere, kind of like a moisturizer. I have already done my skincare routine, so like cleanse, moisturize, oils, serums, all that kind of stuff. If you want to see what I use in my skincare routine, I will link that below for you. And then I use a pump of the Marc Jacobs Do You Dewdrops Coconut Gel Highlighter. This stuff is amazing. It's like a highlighter version of the previous product. So it's just adding extra hydration and glow to the skin. I use one pump and I kind of keep it to the outer perimeter of my face. I used to mix the two together and put them all over, but sometimes I noticed that in the center of my face, I would get very shiny in photography. So I just try and keep it to the outside now. As you can see, that's giving me an amazing glow. It's kind of got like a golden shimmery undertone. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now on to foundation. I'm still majorly in love with the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation. My shade is 3.5 Warm Beige. This is great for when I'm lightly fake tanned. Really like this shade. So this foundation, I'm on my second bottle too. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love how dewy this is on my skin. So when I'm rushing around, I'm busy, I'm traveling, I'm going to meetings, this keeps me looking so well rested. It looks like skin. It looks really glowy and like my skin is nourished and healthy, even if I'm not feeling so healthy. I recently went to the Gold Coast with Versace, and it was straight after a trip to Byron Bay for Splendor in the Grass, and I actually got really sick at the end of Splendor in the Grass. It was freezing at night time and I had like a flu, so I was wearing this foundation the whole time and everyone was like, oh my god, you look so glowy and healthy and well rested, and I felt like crap. Like I felt like absolute crap, and everyone was saying that I looked healthy. So you know, it's a good foundation when it can do that. I just really like the coverage as well. You've heard me rave about this a few times before. It is just gorgeous. If you haven't tried it, go to Bobbi, get yourself a sample. It's lovely. Now I need to actually look in a mirror instead of trying to do this in the viewfinder. This brush I'm using is from La Mer, but I do find that this foundation works amazingly well with all foundation brushes. So any dense kind of flat top brushes, it works beautifully with. It works with anything really. It works with your fingers, but I just like it with a dense flat top brush. And this La Mer one I just really like. But if you don't have the budget for La Mer, your Zoeva foundation brush, any of those ones will do the same job. So now for cream bronzing, I'm still absolutely in love with the Clinique Chubby Stick in the shade Sculpting Contour. And I also really like the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation in the shade Walnut, I think it is. I use the Bobbi Brown one more for like a structured kind of look because it does give you that extra coverage, and I use this one more so during the day, but I can use either one for day or night, but that's just usually how I use it. So I just whack this on like so, and I'm not really trying to contour with this, it's more bronzing that I'm doing. So you'll see here, this blends in about 2 seconds. It's so easy, and I find that even on an everyday basis with this foundation and this cream bronzer and then a bit of concealer, I can kind of just run out the door after those couple of products. It's just so quick and easy. Lately I've been so busy that anything that blends really quickly and easily is a winner in my book. So you can see that that's bronzed my face, but no major sculpting or anything. just nicely bronzed. So now I'm going in with the Clinique Chubby Stick in the shade Roly Poly Rosy, and I like to do a few stripes of that on my cheeks. You can use your foundation brush to blend this in, but I'm just going to use the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Flawless Foundation. You can use the one that you used before if you want to minimize how many brushes you're using. And I just blend that across the cheeks. Again, on an everyday basis, the foundation, the cream blush and cream bronzer, it's just such a quick routine. You've seen me use them all before in conjunction with each other, and I absolutely love it. I think you just look so healthy. Next for me is concealer, and you guys know I've had a mare with concealers over the last few years. I just can't find one that like is really, really perfect, but this one is pretty much perfect. I don't want to jinx myself, but it is the best concealer I've ever tried. It is the new Bobbi Brown Instant Full Coverage Concealer. So this concealer, I'm just using the shade Beige. This concealer is as if NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, and Urban Decay Naked Concealer had a baby and made the perfect concealer. So all of those concealers are great concealers, but none of them are perfect to me. But this one has elements of all of those concealers in the one concealer. And it's just like incredible. I absolutely love it. I'm almost afraid to say that because I'm like, have I found my concealer? The concealer for me? Who knows? Maybe I have. So you can see I'm just taking that in a triangle underneath my eyes. This helps me correct where I've taken my blusher up too high. My eyes are so tired lately, and this concealer just makes them look so awake. I'm just taking a concealer brush. This one is by Real Techniques. It's the Deluxe Concealer Brush. I'm blending that in. This is so good for covering under eye bags. Honestly, like if you're tired and you've had a long week, this will hide everything. I like to conceal the top of my eyelids as well. You guys know that. A lot of pigmentation there. And right into the inner corner. I'm also just taking the shade that matches my foundation and putting that on my chin because I do have quite a bit of kind of scarring there at the moment from where I had a breakout. And this concealer is also very good for the face too. Now I'm taking a cream highlighter, and I don't know what's happened to me. I used to not use any creams, and now I use all the creams. This is by Marc Jacobs, and it's his glow stick in the shade Spotlight. This is amazing. Oh my god. I don't know if you guys know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you might not, but follow me over there and you'll keep up to date with everything. But I recently did a masterclass with my management, which is called MAXCONNECTORS, and we did a masterclass with all of the beauty girls that they manage called the Max Institute, and I did a masterclass with Sharon and Karima, and I used this highlight on stage, and it was like a gaspy kind of moment for everyone because the light reflects it so beautifully. I also wore it to a Marc Jacobs event the other night, and everyone was like, what is your highlight? So I just take it on my finger right from this little bullet like this, maybe tap a little bit off on the back of my hand, and then apply it to the high points of my face. So shiny. It's just incredible. Every time I put this on, somebody comments on it. I also use it down the center of my legs when I'm tanned and I'm going to an event and I want to look extra, you know, Victoria's Secret-y. And where else do I use it? My collarbones, a little bit on my boobs, you know, if you've got a lower top. It's amazing. And then what I do, don't worry, I will be powdering down these sections of my face. I just like to do the creams first and then the powders, so just bear with me. Now I'm going in with my powder highlight, and I know you're probably thinking like, why are you going in with powder highlight now? But it just sticks really well to the cream highlight and makes everything pop, like absolutely divinely pop. So I like to do this before I powder any of my face. I'm using the Becca Jaclyn Hill palette. This is one of the only products in my entire collection that has hit pan. Can you believe it? I also use this mirror a lot in my tutorials for putting my makeup on. It's a really nice mirror, and I get a lot of questions about what mirror I'm using. So this is the Becca Jaclyn Hill palette. I like to mix together the Prosecco Pop and Champagne Pop, even though Champagne Pop has the dent in it. I always mix them together though. So weird. So I like to mix those two together, tap off the excess in the back of my hand, and apply those with the Sigma Tapered Highlighter Brush. And just apply it over the areas where I put that cream highlight. I don't like to put too much on the nose because I have a bit of texture on my nose. And that highlight is intense now. And all of this kind of more oilier looking parts of the face will blot down so that this area will really shine through. So to set underneath my eyes now, I'm using the Laura Mercier Under Eye Setting Powder on a Real Techniques setting brush. And I'm just popping that from outer corner to inner corner. How lovely is that concealer? I really think I found the one. I think it sounds so dramatic, it's just concealer, but I've just had such a nightmare with them for years. Taking that powder along the center of my face as well. I just really like this powder, it's really nice and fine. I'm just setting all those areas where I want that shine to dull down so that my highlight can stand out. And where it's more of an ugly shine, you know, where you would be producing oil rather than glowing. You don't want that sweaty looking face. You want to look glowy. I really love that powder. It's very fine. It doesn't cake up under the eyes. It's very translucent. It doesn't alter the shade of your concealer at all. It's a great powder. The Laura Mercier powders are fab in general. When I'm trying to do a high glow face, my favorite powder to use at the moment is the Hourglass finishing powder in the shade Surreal Light. I have this in a palette, and I just like to use that in the areas where I'm not trying to dull down the glow, but I do need to set my foundation because otherwise if I touch my face it will move. So I'm just using my beloved IT Cosmetics brush and just lightly setting these areas. This will help any other powder products blend over the top nicely, and these Hourglass powders are stunning. They will set your face but still keep a sheen and a shine to the skin. They're not ultra matte. They're not ultra matte or flattening to the face. Hourglass really have their powder formulas for everything down, like their highlighters, their bronzers, their blushes. The powders are so fine. It's worth checking all of them out, to be perfectly honest. Just to round that off now and bronze the outer perimeter of my face like I usually like to, I'm going to use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in the shade Nude Bronze Light. This is a more recent release from them. I'm just using that lightly across the temple and forehead, just the usual places Michelle always puts her bronzer. Now I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill Becca palette again, and I like to just add a touch of blusher right here to just give that like youthful lit from within kind of look. So what I normally do with this palette, I bring this palette everywhere. I love it. I will just take a blusher brush. This is the Bobbi Brown Angled Face Brush, and I'll just kind of dip into the three of them, take off a little bit of excess in the back of my hand, and then kind of do like this face. I don't know why. Just pop it right there. And that's it. I don't always use all of these products together, but I'm just trying to show you my absolute favorite products in use that I cart around with me all the time, or that I have in my makeup bag. So now my favorite brow products at the moment. God, you guys kicked up a stink about my eyebrows in one of my latest videos. I had just gone brunette and I was just trying to learn what products suited me, what colors, and everybody went to town on me because my eyebrows were a tad dark. It's a bit mad. I was like, steady on, they're just eyebrows. No need to be getting all worked up about it. So I'm just brushing up my brows. And then I'm going in with this pencil. It is the Charlotte Tilbury 3-way shape tool in the shade Rita. It's very hard to distinguish what shade it actually is, but I'll link it for you below. And if you're looking for something a little bit more budget friendly, which is still really, really good, the Bourjois Brow Sculpt Duo is very similar in texture. So I'm gonna go in and just do one brow and show you, because if I do both, we'll be here forever. So I'm just going to go through the natural shape of my brow and enhance that along the bottom and the top, and then filling in the middle. I do have my brows tinted at the moment, which I do myself at home. If you'd like to see a video of me doing that, let me know. It's really, really easy, but maybe I do some things that you wouldn't do if you were tinting your brows at home. I don't know. So I can totally do a video if you want. Let me know. So it's really easy to fill in my brows when they're tinted. So I'm just basically beefing them out a bit. I always say beefing out the brows and everyone laughs at me because apparently that's weird, but I feel like beefing out is a good term. Like it's a normal term that people use, no? Maybe just me? So you can see the brows really don't need much work when they're tinted. That's pretty much it. I like to keep them nice and thick and kind of natural. I don't like a super sharp brow. That pencil is so easy to use, and I feel like the color is great for the color that my hair is faded to. It originally was a little bit darker, but it's faded now, and this is a really perfect cool tone shade for it. I have been loving this brow gel. This is the Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel in the shade Taupe. I absolutely love this Tom Ford brow gel and think it's so worth it, but I know it's not budget friendly for everyone. So the Rimmel Brow This Way Brow Styling Gel is quite similar. It does a very similar job. It's like a taupe color, so it's not making my brows any warmer or anything like that. But what I love most about it is how much it thickens the brows. It really gives you like a fibered look. That's exactly what it's supposed to do, Michelle, and that's what it's doing. Kind of like the Benefit Gimme Brow, but much more amplified. Okay, so for eyes, lately I am absolutely in love with the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. This is gorgeous. You know I love my warm eyeshadows anyway, but this has the most incredible lineup of warm eyeshadows. I feel like almost everything you could possibly need is in this palette if you like a warm eye, whether that is going from daytime, or this side, whether that's going from daytime to nighttime, to somewhere in the middle, to mixing it up. Everything is in here. I brought it to the Gold Coast with me, and it's pretty much all I used. I absolutely love it. I do like to bring the Kat Von D Contour Eye Palette with me as well, because I feel like this has that range of matte shades that I need when I'm just refining an eye look. But I love Naked Heat right now. Whew, so gorgeous. If you can get your hands on it, just do. I wasn't fussed about any of the last few Naked palettes. Not the smoky one, the third one, the second one. They were okay. I just wasn't majorly fussed. The first one was absolutely great, and now this one, oh, she's where it's at. I'm just making sure my eyelid is properly set. Just using that yellow shade from the Kat Von D palette. Again, my looks will vary, but we're just talking about products today that I love. The looks I do day to day with these products do vary, and I don't always use all of them. But these are just the products I am loving. So first off, I'm going to go in with a mixture of the shades Chaser and Sauced and apply that right above the crease. I'm using the Bobbi Brown eye blender brush. This brush, every time I use it, I'm just like, oh, you are so soft. So soft. I'm not going to fuss around with an eye look today. I'm just, again, talking about the products that I love. You'll see they blend so easily. Just sweeping that right across the brow, and it's working wonders. Another eyeshadow kind of product that I've been loving is the Rimmel Magnifies, and I really like the shades Kissed by a Rose Gold, and which is this one. It's got a bronze shade on one end and a dark brown shade on the other. And then I also love Queens of the Bronze Age, which has a bronze shade and a light gold shade. These are great. They really stick to the eyelid, last all day. And if you apply these and then apply some of the shimmery shades from the Naked Heat palette over the top, it's not going anywhere. I used these when I was at Splendour in the Grass, which is a festival for those of you not in Australia. And I was out from like 10 o'clock in the morning, I had my makeup on, till 10 o'clock at night. And these did not budge. They are gorgeous and the colours are fab. So today I'm just going to use the Kissed by a Rose Gold, and I'm going to use the lighter end and apply that all over the lid. They're super creamy, and you do have that few minutes to work with them to blend before they set. Excuse my lashes at the moment. I'm on the very end of a set of lash extensions, and they look very spiky and splayed out. Also going under the eye with that. If you find your under eyes smudge quite a lot, or the shadow just doesn't last there, use a cream first. or just a cream on its own. It will really help you out. You can see like there's barely any effort in these. They blend so well. Rimmel, you have done such a good job with these. And now I'm just going to dip into the shades Dirty Talk and Scorched and apply those over the lid color. Oh my god, look how beautiful. It's incredible! Using that concealer brush on the edges because I have the cream underneath. It really helps to blow it out. Just going back in with my crease shade, which is a mixture of Chaser and Sauce. Just to make sure that's all seamless and blended out. Whatever's left on my brush from applying that red bronze shade, I'll just drag on the outer corner of my eye as well onto that cream shadow. The Rimmel Magnifies in the same shade, which is Kissed by Rose Gold. I'm going to take the pointy end, which has a dark brown, and just run that along the top of my lash line. Oh my god, my lash extensions are hanging on by a thread here. I need a refill badly. Yeah, so just adding a slight bit of definition on the outer corners with that Rimmel pen. If you have yourself a little smudger brush on hand, just grab it and just blend that line into the eyeshadow. Such a great product. Rimmel have hit the nail on the head with these, and the color selection is gorge. I used a bright blue one on my lower lash line at Splendor in the Grass, and it was so cool. Like I said, my lash extensions are hanging on by a thread at the moment, but I do have a mascara that I use with them when they're in that kind of in-between stage that really works. I just found it recently. It is by Mecca Max, which is an Australian brand within a store like Sephora, and this is the IMAX Power Couple Mascara. It has a big end and a little end, but I tend to just use the little end because I'm just kind of getting in between those lash extensions and defining the lashes that are gone and removed, and it's just my natural lashes left, and it's really good for the lower lash line as well. My lashes look a bit bizarre today, like just please forgive me. I'm due my infills in the next couple of days. If you don't have Mecca Max in your country, I think the It Cosmetics Tightline Mascara is very similar. It's got this teeny tiny little wand. You can get right up in there. In terms of lip products, my favorite products lately are actually from the drugstore. I love the Rouge Edition Velvets. I've loved them for ages. You've heard me rave about them about 2 years ago even. Still love them. If I'm going for a red lip and I want it to sit on my lips nicely and not go anywhere and not like crack up my lips, this is one of the best formulas in the world. Still love that, always keep one in my makeup bag in case I do need the red lip. For a nude, I have been lining my lips with the MAC Boldly Bare as per usual. Love this lip liner. Still think the MAC lip liners are one of my favorite formulas. And the lip product I've been using is the Bourjois Rouge Lac. I used it in a recent video too. It stains the lips, stays on really well, but you still have that moisturizing feeling. I tend to just blot that down with a finger because I don't want it to be really strong. So this is the finished look. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked all of my favorite products. They really are an amazing bunch of products. I feel like my makeup bag that I've been using lately is super curated and just amazingly specific to me and just works for me. Everything I just grab and I can use it so quickly without even thinking about it because the formulas just work so well for me. So if you like this video, please leave me a comment below. If you want my monthly favorites to be more of this style where you see it going on my face, let me know. I will try to get back into those monthly favorites and do a tutorial instead because sometimes the sit down ones can be a little bit more boring. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. That's where everything goes down daily. Instagram stories, posts, I'm liking everyone's pics. That's just where I live daily. So if you want to see me every day, if you want to see this mug every day, that's where you need to be. And also don't forget to subscribe if you want to be notified when I upload a video. But that's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching and I'll talk to you again really, really soon.